Hey, Alex, now to the tug of war between Huntington Beach and the state over voter ID laws. And a win for the city. An Orange County judge ruled against California's lawsuit against Huntington Beach and its voter ID requirement. Well, now Attorney General Rob Bonta, he's firing back, saying the state is confident in the strength of its case. So more to come on this, and here to respond is the elected city attorney of Huntington Beach, Mr. Michael Gates. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
First and foremost, let me just start by asking this, and that is, to register to vote in California, you have to show your driver's license or provide social security number. So why is it that Huntington Beach needs to have its voter ID law, its own?
Well, it's really a response to a lot of concerns, I think, not only in Huntington Beach, but really throughout the country, about just voter integrity and what's happening with the election system. There's so many stories, and I can tell you specifically in Huntington Beach, where people go to the polls and then they're told, you can't vote now because you already voted. I have held a ballot in my hand that was addressed to somebody who came to me and said, I live at my father-in-law's house. I've lived there for 10 years. I am not a citizen, but this ballot came to me. And I'm like, don't vote. Don't vote, whatever you do. There's just a lot of irregularities out there. And so what these election integrity measures do in Huntington Beach, including the voter ID, is to just build confidence in the system, build confidence in our electorate. And I can tell you, in this last election here in November in Huntington Beach, we had the best turnout ever. Our numbers are as high as ever. So it seems like these election integrity measures, including voter ID, actually build confidence in our system, and we think that it addresses and deals with some of the irregularities.
And Attorney General Rob Bonta would say, and he did say in a statement, that voter ID only disenfranchises the non-white voter, the poor, or the elderly. Your reaction? There
is zero empirical data to support that narrative. There is none. They cannot point, the state cannot point to a single data point that suggests that that's true. In fact, I think it's a racist statement, to be honest with you. I mean, to suggest that there is a segment of our society that cannot procure an ID, when if you have a cell phone, you have to have an ID, you have to show an ID. If you want to buy alcohol, you have to show an ID. If you want to buy an airplane ticket, you have to show an ID. You have to show an ID. We are a civilized society. Everybody has an ID. And as you said, when you go to register to vote, you show an ID. So, and I will add too that showing an ID when you go to vote actually furthers the state's elections code. The elections code specifically says that a poll worker has to ask the voter for their name and their address. Not the ID yet, but for their name and their address. Well, if they have to ask to verify who it is by name and address, then what's the difference if somebody is required to show an ID to respond to the elections code? And it's consistent with the California Constitution and the U.S. Constitution on elections, that citizens over the 18 years of age shall vote. So to show or to prove that you're over 18 or that you're a citizen is consistent with the California Constitution and the federal Constitution.
AG Bonta also says this is a statewide concern. It's none of your business, really, each individual municipality. Huntington Beach. The fight's not over, because now this Orange County judge ruled in favor of you, essentially. But now the state has 20 days to file an amended petition. Obviously, that will happen. We can expect that to happen. So what's next? What's your next move?
Well, I don't know that they can, the state meaning, that they can cure the defects in their lawsuit. I don't think that they can in 20 days. I think what they may do is let the 20 days expire and the case be completely disposed of by the trial court, and then the state may take it up on appeal. Because what we have here is a clash of laws, really the state law versus our local voter ID law. And that is a legal clash. There's nothing that the state can do in their lawsuit to amend it to allege anything different. It's a clash of laws. I think it's going to be a long battle, as you said. This is just the first round. I don't disagree with the state that, you know, there are more fights to come on this. I absolutely agree with that. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to prevail. Just like cities, as we see in LA, passing their own laws about sanctuary city, the city of Huntington Beach has those very same rights to be able to pass our own laws to protect our election integrity. So it's not a matter of statewide concern. Who gets elected in Huntington Beach to our local offices and how they get elected is no business of Sacramento. It's no business of Riverside. It's no business of Los Angeles. It's a Huntington Beach business. So it's not a matter of statewide concern.
Let me just get your reaction. You just brought it up about LA making that historic vote today, a unanimous vote by the LA City Council to make it an official sanctuary city. Your reaction to that?
Well, I think the Trump administration clearly is looking for a fight. Trump has appointed or is going to nominate a lot of fighters to his cabinet. So I think what Karen Bass and the LA City Council may find is that the first order of business for the Trump administration is to be knocking at LA's front door. So I think they're drawing attention. I think they're going to end up in a situation where they have agents here in Los Angeles focused on immigration enforcement in Los Angeles, where had they not passed such a law, they may have otherwise not have done that. So I think they're sort of inviting a fight and drawing attention as a matter of policy. I disagree that basically, immigration is a federal issue. So I don't think passing local laws to take on a federal issue is wise. I don't think it's smart, and I don't think it will pass a legal challenge. What's interesting, too, though, is where Newsom is trying to Trump-proof California.
Right.
Huntington Beach has essentially been trying to exercise its own local control and sort of Newsom-proof Huntington Beach. He won't let us get away with it, and I don't think Trump's going to let Newsom get away with it. So many battles lie ahead.
The governor calling for a special session that starts December the 2nd to Trump-proof and basically get their money where they need to be to fight certain battles with the Trump administration moving forward. Interesting conversation. Thanks for being here. Michael Gates,
Thank you for having me.
city attorney for Huntington Beach.
Thank you.
All right.